So it's kind of early. Down 7 pounds. Let's start off with the good news, okay? But I still haven't been pooping. So it occurred to me that almost every brother I know and most sisters have castor oil horror stories. Now, I've used castor oil before, as you can see. And in fact, this might be from 1994. Oh, no, I'm doing too much. 07. Yeah, it might be 94. This bottle is so old. I'm looking here. I'm looking right here. I flipped it around thinking maybe that was the wrong one, but the same thing is here. So this might be a bottle with an expiration date of 1994. Hence me asking the shelf life of castor oil months ago. I wasn't very concerned with this one because I use it in my hair oil mix, hair oil water mix, because you know my regular hair oil is infused. But I wasn't too worried about the expiration date or shelf life since it was being used in my hair. And there's still more of it, but it has that chemical smell that I told you olive oil has after it's been sitting somewhere for however long, because I've had olive oil, supposedly gourmet olive oil, that wasn't on the shelf for a year and started having this chemical smell. This is the same. It's the same chemical smell of when, and it's going to be from now on, since castor oil has it too apparently, it's going to be the smell from now on in my eyes that represents an oil gone bad. I don't know if, how, or when it affects its efficacy, but I do know these oils are having a chemical smell when they... Meanwhile, since we all know, unfortunately, because I shared that information, you're welcome. But since we all know my aging has affected regularity. No, that's a lie, because I've never been regular, even for life. But in my middle age is affecting my health directly at this point. So, with all these toxins not released in me, you gotta wonder, where are they? And I always think about the x-ray that we saw when we saw my baby when he was sick and getting sick and he wasn't going to the bathroom. And in his x-ray, his intestines were just full of poop. And it wasn't even hard poop. So the magic was figuring out how to get... So it makes me think about myself and my health and my body. And I don't want this to be the beginning stages of my, system failing. I'm an old lady now. Gotta do some different shit. Yeah, and remembering all the horror stories I've heard of brothers and sisters, it was the worst thing they hated about their childhood. These moms, and I had an old school country mom, but I'm apparently blessed that they didn't make us do this. I didn't really see the big deal back then, because when I used to hear about it, I was thinking oil. I was like, that don't make sense. But if everybody's ingesting it, must be ingestible. They act like the taste was murder. But oil don't taste like nothing. Like, what's the problem? If it does the job, if it makes you feel better, if you get the results you're looking for, what's the big deal? And that actually motivated me to start taking fish oil, cod liver oil specifically, when I was in my team. Matter of fact, when Mr. met me, we were both gym rats at the time, but I was taking cod liver oil every day. And I stopped only when I had the PEDVT, because then there was a whole list of foods I couldn't eat when they had me on warfarin and Coumadin and Henapin. And so anyway, I stopped. I had birth control, green leaf vegetables, all green vegetables really, and my cod liver oil, fish oils. So those were things I had to stop consuming while on the blood thinner. So I stopped taking the cod liver oil at that time. Well, as I'm thinking now and having these colonic struggles, intestinal, if you will, gastric, take your pick. Shit going on, and actually shit is not going on inside, and that is incidentally the problem. But yeah, I started thinking about all these horror stories that I've always heard my generation tell that I didn't have to endure regarding castor oil. Excuse me. Y'all know where it came from, but I'm not promoing, I'm not giving free promo to known psychopaths and sociopaths. So I thought, let me try this. So when Mr. sent my daily text to see if I want anything, I was like, yeah, grab me some cod liver oil. So he did. Castor oil. So he did. And I really knew I should have taken this last night, but I let all the horror stories scare me. Like, not one person has a decent, half pleasant or even neutral. Like, no, even not one person has ever said, yeah, we had to take it too, but it didn't bother me. You know, I just took it, whatever. Nobody did that. Everybody just went into childhood memory trauma. One guy said this was his breaking point with his dad. This was the day as a teenager. The time when it was time for his castor oil. That was the day he was going to tell his daddy no. You know, when a black son, you know, something happened, something transitioned in a black boy's life to decide that he's going to tell his dad no. Because even as a tomboy, I had that moment. Why don't I story time it real quick? Okay. So, the time I told my... No, never mind. That'll be a story time. So, yeah. So, I've been sitting in here talking to you guys for how long? 10 minutes? Probably only three minutes worth of content. But, and I've had the castor oil poured. I've had it poured. I'm only taking a semi-large dose. I'm not taking a full dose. Because I remember people saying they had to take they don't know if it was a teaspoon or a tablespoon. I'm going to presume it was a teaspoon because they were little. This says 1 to 4 tablespoons. And this big ass cup hosts 4 tablespoons. This one hosts 4 teaspoons. That fits so far in there. So I'm not taking 4 tablespoons of this stuff. If you take 4 tablespoons of this stuff, this is half the bottle. You just drink half the bottle if that's what you're doing. And that's not what I'm doing. So, but what I am doing is stalling. And that needs to end right now. So here I go. I have broken into a sweat. It shouldn't be that serious. Okay, here I go, here I go, here I go, here I go, here I go. Okay. I'm doing this on an empty stomach too. I don't know if you're supposed to eat food or not. And I have not taken my ACV tonic, nor my structure tonic, because I don't want to take those things in this, because I don't know what the results will be. Okay, here I go. Here I go. I just feel like once these toxins are released, everything's on the path to repair. I feel like my medication will work better. I feel like my meditation will work better. I feel like my exercise regimen will be more effective. And we're going to see. Again, I'm down 7 pounds. And have not been pooping like I should. So, let's see if we can go ahead and how much longer have I stalled? I know that didn't go to 20 minutes that fast. Oh, 12 minutes. I knew it wasn't another 10 minutes. Okay. Here we go. It don't smell as bad as fish oil smells. So why am I having to convince myself? Just do it. What the fuck? Ooh, it was thick. It was thick. That might be why kids didn't like it. There's a little bit more in there, but it's hard to wipe that out of the measuring cup. Ooh, it's so thick. I should probably drink a lot of water. I love this water bottle. I don't need a straw. It's the squeezable is really nice and squeezable. And for this to be such squeezable plastic, it doesn't make the water taste like plastic, like the plastic bleeds in it. And this thing is like, I don't know, it's several years old, several. And I got bigger ones. I got 2 big ones like this, but I don't use them because the reality is, it would be different if I ran out of water in this faster. But this holds me for as long as I need until it's time. And by the time it's time to refill it, it needs more ice in it to keep the water cold anyway. So this is actually the perfect size. I wouldn't be mad if it was purple, but you know, all I could find at the time was this in the smaller one, and there was a red and green one that were like almost twice as big as this. I'll show you. This is a cat that belongs here. Either way, point is I also have a green one, which is twice as big, which is almost twice as big. And then I have a red one. Really big. So these are good to carry for like outdoor concerts and picnics and stuff. They need to come up with a thermos that's also squeezable. Like this. Like a water bottle. Somebody invent that. I told y'all you could ball out on me. These ideas. So yeah. I also have this. Y'all know I'm the container queen. But this is from our protein shakes. And there's a little silver. There's a little metal ball. Swivel ball that you put in there. Purple, of course. Blender bottle. Now, I need to throw these away as well. I have 3 of these and just I only have the one GNC. Because when I realized I didn't have to. Oh, this is what the silver thing looks like. Purple. Spring ball you put in the bottle. And I guess the way the springs are aligned, it mixes up the protein shake for you. My stomach feels some kind of way. I need to do something with my hair and look presentable. Meanwhile, I'm going to go outside and see how much destruction these critters have done to the garden. Love yourself like I love you. If you're struggling to be better, love yourself like I love you. I think I should close with that a lot. If you're struggling to be better, love yourself like I love you. My hair is all over the place, and I don't have my face is not tight. But I just want to express my love for this blouse. This is this tank. For all you wannabe extremist feminists who like to practice public whoredom in the name of expressing your sexuality freely. But if you happen to be one of those hoes who genuinely really does want to be a lady, but you are really all about your nudity, but you not a hoe like you used to be when you thought it was okay to walk around naked in the world full of misogynistic psychopaths naked and think you wasn't gonna get snatched, then this is a tank for you. It's only if you're trying to really be a lady these days, though. If you just changed your mind and decided you want to be an actual lady. But this is for you, because you can be naked. You might as well be naked in this. But when onlookers view you, you're not seen as naked because you got a little tank top on. I don't know what material they make this thing out of, but I'm here to tell you today how much I love this tank blouse. I've had it now for only about a year. Worn it a lot, but not often enough. And I know that because even still, I put it on again today. And I felt wonderful. And I felt so wonderful and free that the reality is you feel naked in this tank. It feels that good. Now, I have talked way too long about a simple tank top. A simple, casual tank top. That pouch, though. Still got that pouch, though. And I want to let my fro down, but it is some kind of dry, girl. It's actually sheer, too. But people don't know it unless they get right up on you. Like, nobody really has that business being that close to you for that long. And if you know you're going to be in situations where people are that close to you for that long, then I highly discourage wearing this tank. Or, because I've done this as well, or wear another tank under it that's more secure. Ugh, that's a shame. Look at that. I didn't used to look like that a few years ago, y'all. But we're going to take care of all of this. All of this.